Gotta get the face cam on. I know everyone likes my face cam. Alright. If I pop this thing up or I don't know where... Why is it not showing up? Okay, why is my face cam not chat? What the hell? Integrated face cam. OBS cam. Is this just not... Okay, maybe if I just remove it? I'll remove my face cam and re-add it. God, I am so awake right now. Okay, for some reason it's not showing up on my OBS, which sucks. It was not part of my plan. I was watching the Yellow Flash 2. Shit. Why is it? Okay, so it does show up. It's just not showing up for me on my freaking thing. Okay, to explain what's going on, for some reason on my OBS, I cannot see my face cam. There is no face cam on my OBS, but for some reason it's showing up on YouTube. So, whatever. We're gonna get the funny light on. We're gonna... Yeah, fun. Alright, let me get the light off. Alright, yeah, we got the light. We got the light back on. Sweet. Alright, here's the deal. I want to hear your FNAF theories. Tell me your FNAF theories. Here's what I want from chat. Alright? I'm going to be reading chat. You're going to see, you know, we're going to put Minecraft in my game capture in the background. Alright, we're going to see if this shows up in the background. Is it showing up? My OBS is being weird, is it? Okay, it is showing up. Sweet. So this is gonna block it because I am not gonna fully show the build until the video. But here's the thing. Tell me your FNAF theories. Tell me your ideas, and I will gladly like add on or debunk. Just go nuts. Go nuts. Genuinely go nuts. I really want to know your FNAF theories. Also, I think this place looks sick. I'm gonna say it. My FNAF theory was a joke video. I've got a bunch of people asking me why the hell did I make a Five Nights at Freddy's theory on my channel. And the answer is I was bored. I was legitimately like bored when I made it. And I was like, well, there's nothing to do. I guess I would just make a funny haha William Afton theory. And I talked to a buddy of mine. And for some reason he said it has some bass, and I don't know what he means by that, because I kind of was just saying shit that just kind of just existed. Like, I feel like that's common proof, but it's not proof for a theory. It's just common evidence you can get in the game. Like, a theory means that Like, a theory means that it's evidence that you could kind of push and prod it, and maybe it could be real, but maybe it couldn't. That's like the difference. Also, I just realized these things are off. Oh, right. I cornerstoned these. Basically, I think my theory was stupid. Like, I genuinely am going to say it like this. I think my theory that I did on my video was genuinely the stupidest thing I could have done in general. Like, I think it was the dumbest thing in existence. Like, do I think it was a good theory? Maybe. Game theory probably is a better way of explaining it, okay? If I sent that to game theory, they'd probably make something. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they would make something better in my theory. Maybe they just will ignore it. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not a theory channel. I'm just a guy on the internet who saw a bunch of evidence and just said my thoughts out loud. I said the quiet part out loud, and I don't think I need to explain anything else of my reasoning. Will I do another theory video? Depends on if someone likes it or not. If someone likes my theory, then sure, maybe I'll do a second. But I don't really mind. Like, the truth is, I think The Secret of Mimic was just a fun game. I just think it was fun. I don't really care about, like, in general. Maybe I'll talk to a buddy. One sec. Maybe I'll talk to a buddy. Oh, yes, sweet. Okay, finally, I got the face cam is finally... Finally, it's working properly, sorta. Vampy is texting me. I might play I might actually message my friend Split. I'm gonna talk to Split. I'm gonna call Split real quickly, wherever Split is. Because here's the thing about Split. Split knows a bit more about the FNAF stuff than I do. Like, I don't know anyone who knows about FNAF stuff. I'm going to text a few more Discord servers. Here's the thing. I have an advertising server, and I never really ever talk on it. I'm gonna say it like this because I think no one else will say it. I know people don't like Secret of the Mimic specifically because okay, I'm just checking on the Pokemon Go shit at the moment because whatever, it's fine. I'll probably just sleep in tomorrow and shit. I'm tired. So here's the thing I will say. I think Secret of the Mimic is a pretty good game. Like, am I a big fan of it? Yeah, I think it looks cool. I like the, like, is it unrealistic in a bit where it's like Edwin Murray created, what was it? The Music Man or Big Top, which was way more mechanical for the 1970s than ever. Yeah, yeah, I can kind of see the disbelief of it. Like, I know I'm gonna sound crazy. I know. It sounds crazy, but hear me out. I think Secret of the Mimic makes sense. Like, I'm gonna say it like this. Secret of the Mimic doesn't tie off loose ends. It doesn't make you want to feel like it's the beginning of the story. it gives off that feeling of like, I don't know how to explain it. It feels like the kind of game that would how do I explain this without sounding like a goddamn weirdo? It gives off the story better. Like for one, it tells us more about William Afton's personality without him being present. Like most Five Nights at Freddy's games, William Afton is always the main character, but we never see him until he springlock. So knowing how he was like back in the 70s during Fall Fest and all of those, I think is pretty cool. Like I'm gonna say it, I kind of liked it. Like I kind of like to suspend my disbelief a little bit. Like, was it weird to be entering a factory where a mimic was hunting you down to murder you? Yeah, yeah, I think it's weird. I think it's weird, but I think Secret of the Mimic was cool. I always like hearing people's theories on it, like that kind of stuff. I put my own theory in the bin of random theoryware and, hoping it worked. If it worked, it worked. If it doesn't, oh well. Like, I don't think my theory has any kind of grounding in the story. I mean, the other path would have to be Edwin's story, but I really don't think my theory blends together well. Like, is it good? Kind of. Do I feel like it kind of fits the narrative? No. I really don't. I just made it for fun. I just made my theory because I was bored one day before work, and I'm like, I just want to make something stupid and see how well it'll turn out. Like, I'm surprised that it got some views. I'm okay with that. I just never really wanted to make a big professional theory. I just wanted to speak my mind and just have fun. I don't know if that's a bad thing. Maybe I'll play Secret Mimic live. I play on my Note account, but maybe I'll play it. Maybe I'll play it live. Maybe I won't. I have no idea. Oh, no, that's not good. I need to do the wall. Slash Lost Walls Hand. I gotta know. If you have any ideas of like theories that work better, go right ahead and say them in chat. I don't. I want to hear them. I want to hear your ideas. Because I do. I want to hear your ideas. I want to hear what you have to say. Because I'm actually interested in hearing your concepts. Maybe they're better than mine. Maybe they aren't. I have no clue. I seriously have no idea. I'm kind of just testing the waters. I don't know. There isn't really much to it. Really, I just wanted to stream for fun today. No gameplay stuff. I mean, Minecraft's in the background, but it's not. It's just because I'm working on a project for RCL. And I really don't want to just sit here sitting on my phone. Hello? Hello? I got a vacuum cleaner. Closet demon, you better back off. Back off. Got the vacuum cleaner. Back off. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm in night vision right away. Actually, might work in my favor. Yeah, it does. Sorry about that, chat. Anywho, back to what I was saying. Back to what I was saying before my closet demon made noise. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna say it like the way I'm gonna say it the way I think it. I think Secret of the Mimic was a decently fun game. Did it kind of break lore of the games themselves? Yeah, kind of. It kind of did, but I mean, it also kind of explains a lot, too. Like, how when in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you have security robots that can, analyze human facial structure and see if someone is a criminal or see if someone is innocent. Back in that day, oh my god, I gotta talk to Split about this shit. I'm gonna talk to Split. Where are you, Split? Split. New get to your server. God, this is. Alright.
No.
Hey, no.
Come here.
What's up, Nova?
Yo, what's up? Yeah, I'm just
This is lava.
Yeah, I'm just kind of playing Minecraft and live on YouTube, just talk about FNAF theory stuff. Because why not?
Actually, I want to go live on YouTube, but I fucking don't right now, because fuck
Did you
shit.
see the ping in the general chat?
Oh, fuck.
What was the
I need to go
ping?
take a fucking
What was the
ping?
ping? What was the ping? I actually don't have to ping live streams.
My IRL father died yesterday at 7:20 in the morning.
I am so sorry for your loss.
Awesome.
On a lighter note, Penis Electric film.
I forgot your name used to be fucking Shadow.
No one can hear you on the stream say that because it's
God damn it.
And they probably can't. God damn it, Split. I was gonna say that I have something that can enhance my theory I said yesterday that I just realized.
Yes.
Remember how my video I talked about? Remember how I talked about I was working on a video yesterday?
Also, by the way, Devin, why the fuck was your hand cold?
What do you mean?
Why the fuck is your hand cold? Like you just got it wet.
Alright. So what we're gonna do. Yeah, that was not needed. I was gonna see if everyone wanted to talk about that, but I guess not. Whatever, it's fine. It's cool. So here is okay, let me actually get the video opened so that we can actually have the audio in the background and that kind of stuff. Mostly the plan was to just talk about FNAF theory stuff because I just really wanted to. But I had no idea what I'm going to do after stream. I went to school, I got home, helped my mom for like an hour, and nearly got heat stroke outside. So, yeah, I've had a busy day. Just want to relax a little bit. William Afton is a fraud is my favorite video I think I made recently. William Afton, a loving father with 3 kids, a functioning business with a original, like, something I'm gonna say, like, so I don't know, chat can counteract me on this kind of thing. So is it weird that in 1980, what is it, 1985? When did FNAF 2 take place? Or like, what year would FNAF 2 take? Because I know it wasn't. I know it was before Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I know that. I'm trying to figure out when. Because I know it was before Freddy Fazbear's, but it was. Hold on. Whoa, wait, hold on. Give me a sec. I'm asking Chat GBT because I need to figure this shit out. Give me a sec. So FNAF 2 takes place after the shutdown of Fredbear's. Or it takes place a few years after Fredbear's and after Freddy Fazbear's. Then it gets replaced with a new robot that can scan for Did 5 Nights at Freddy's to take place lore-wise? 1987. So, FNAF 2 takes place in 1987, and then FNAF 1 takes place in 1993. So, let me understand this. A single pizzeria chain was able to make a robot that can scan your face and see if you're a criminal or a innocent person in 1987. when in this, where if I were to look up animatronics from 1987. Let me look up the images. Chuck E. Cheese. Animatronics from Chuck E. Cheese, which is our best state of reference for it, were nothing more than metal tubes with slight moving fixtures in the arms and head and eyes. Well, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was able to create robots that could walk around, interact with guests, and somehow, some way, somewhere, be able to scan people's faces and also not, and somehow not be able to freaking, I don't know, be able to, no joke, just make them walk around. I don't think the animatronics back in the 80s were that sophisticated. Like, a lot of them are pretty simple in design and in content. So, I'm thinking that has to be something either with the Mimic itself being a highly automated robot and them using that model as a learning algorithm, or using the Mimic program to basically maybe, I don't know. It's weird because when you put the mask on, they don't attack you, but a robot that will know that you're in the office will know someone is there because there isn't just two of the same robot. That's weird. And that's like something I feel like kind of blends the story a bit more. Maybe it breaks it. I don't know. At the most, my theory was just some stupid theory that I cooked up in the basement, and somehow I can't stop thinking about it. Like, I don't know. Something about the way they built the toy animatronics just looks weird. Something about them just ain't right. And I don't know if it's just my brain being like my brain and being kind of dummy stupid, or if it's my body telling me that either I'm close to some answers or something about what I said just isn't connecting. I don't know. Someone tell me anything at all, because I have no clue what the hell I thought of, because the thing was, part of it makes sense, but part of it doesn't. And that's the issue. I don't know what part of my theory works and what part doesn't, because I could throw the toy animatronics in as a part 2 also. Maybe? I have no idea. Would that be interesting? I have no clue. There is also the case of the sister location, which I send the video. Am I onto something? Am I onto something, or am I just rambling? I don't know. My brain thought that stupid theory, and now my brain can't turn that off. My brain gone Florida cuckoo crazy mode. It gone cuckoo bananas for Cocoa Puffs. Whatever. I mean, we could hear it again, just in case, to see if I was right about the Mimic concept. Kind of talk like an idiot. I was talking like an idiot, though.
William Afton, a loving father with 3 kids, a functioning business with a original pizzeria, spring lock suits, and including some future projects like Music Man and many more. But wait, there's something off. That picture are his kids. That land is his land. And that sister location? How much would it cost to build it? In fact, how much would it cost to build all of this? Unless something wasn't right. This isn't William Afton's land, his robots, or his ideas. In fact, I can tell you from this point on, William Afton is a complete and utter fraud. He is a person who stole everything, changing plans to prevent deadlines so he can legally take the land of a man named Edwin Murray. Secret of the Mimic is a new game that came out recently, and I want to talk about how William Afton is a fraud, how his new animatronics are actually stolen ideas, and how Music Man wasn't even his original idea to begin with. This is my William Afton is a fraud theory. My name is Kevin Does Things. I don't do theories. I am not that kind of person. But I want to make something stupid for my YouTube channel, so enjoy.
Because here's the thing, like, I'm trying to figure out.
All right, Joey. I'm here. Let's see if we can find what you wanted me to see.
Like, here's an idea that, because we know that Sun and Moon is based on the, what was it, the moon mascot in the basement. Sun and Moon are based off the moon mascot. The, what was it called? Crap, there's like so many characters in Five Nights at Freddy's that I don't really have, like, I don't have a linear description of these things. Like, I wish I had a linear page of things that could fit in. Like, I wish I did. I don't really know. Like, oh god. Like, let me explain it like this. I don't have a linear page of every single Five Nights at Freddy's, like, lore-based thing. I wish I did. I wish I knew more about Secret of the Mimic. Because then that could give me more, like, gas to cook with. Okay. A good example of this is I think Sun and Moon are very interesting. They come from Murray's Costume Manor as the, what was it? The moon mascot? The creepy, the Sleepy Moon. That's what it was. They come from the Sleepy Moon model. The Orville elephant looks just like the orange elephant. Monty is based on the weird alligator-looking mascot they have in The Thing. There is, I don't think there's a bee mascot in Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Is there no bee mascot? I seriously have no clue. There's a lot of things that just fit. Like, also, the toy also, weirdly enough, the FNAF foot models come before the actual, like, they come before the toy and the Wizards. Meaning that there has to be some connection between that, right? Like, you can't just throw that into a game and just tell people good luck. Game Theory's gonna have a great time with that. You know that? Game Theory's gonna have a wonderful fucking time, bro. They're gonna have a great time with that because it's gonna mess up their brains. And then we get to see the FNAF fever all over again. Like, I'm gonna say it like this. FNAF Secret of the Mimic is probably cool. Like, I enjoy the game. It's still one of those games that makes me question the lore of, like, is this game a lore dump or is it more of a backstory telling? Because we know for one that the factory burned to the ground. We know in the, I don't know if people count that as a canon ending. I kind of do. Because we know in the canon ending that the factory burns to the ground and entirely collapses. Every single part of it collapses into the ground or collapses or something, because we know that there's parts of Murray's Costume Manor underneath the Pizzaplex, meaning that area probably was not used for some time. Pretty simply. As well as this, we also know that the Costume Manor holds a lot of mascots that look very similar to actual, like, what was it? They look similar to the Orville Elephant, to Mr. Hippo, to Monty. We know that Roxanne Wolf, which was was Deadeye Roxy, which was a cowboy character. And I really love that they gave these obscurely, weirdly new characters like Roxy and Monty actual backstories instead of just saying they were made originally for Fazbear, but we're actually told that they are owned by Edwin. And that's super neat, and I like that. The only issue is this. Everything burned to the ground. The Mimic was located. And we then know that the 5 main murders of the 5 missing children happened. In which, eventually, the old withered animatronics would be deemed too old and replaced with the toy animatronics. If I remember correctly, they were replaced with the toy animatronics, and the withereds were then scrapped. But we know that metal from the animatronics has some soul energy, so maybe the withereds were slightly possessed? Maybe I have no idea. The possession thing is weird to me. I never really understood that properly. So what I do know, some things I left out of theory. For one, I left out parts of FNAF 2 because I didn't really see any evidence of, like, Secret of the Mimic stuff in FNAF 2 or any FNAF 2 references in Secret of the Mimic specifically. So, like, the toy animatronics could be using the Mimic programming as a security learning algorithm. Because in the freaking 80s, I have never heard of an animatronic with, scanners that can then scan for bad guys in the area. For one, that never existed in the 80s. Like, I'm genuinely serious. I looked up this a bit. Yeah, in the 80s, most animatronics had these glossy plastic eyes. None of them could fit a camera or anything. So what is the technology of fitting a camera into those or adding some kind of defense? Unless they were using either some kind of Mimic code or some kind of pre-program that was taken from the Mimic. Because they enter the office slowly and they leave when they notice no one is there. Meaning that isn't just them being weird, it's a program. Am I wrong about that? Because I don't know anything else. I'm trying to kind of pull at bits and parts of, like, ideas. Like, what would work in a situation like this? How would this fit? Because we all know that, because if we're going by the theory that I made, where it was Fazbear took the Mimic program, they took the Mimic, they tried to replicate it, like they did in some of the books, it failed, and then they abandoned the project. Wouldn't that mean that the Mimic program at one point was being used as a base for security, since William Afton did the funny murders? I don't know. There's a lot to it. I don't really know. Like, the thing about it is, plus having robots walk around, I don't know. I'll be fully honest with you, there's a lot of parts I'm kind of not sure how to connect. Like, there's a lot of parts I can connect. The only problem is there's a lot of parts that don't really have a clean connection point. It's like it's like building a Lego set without the instructions. There is a connection point between some parts, but I can't figure out where that point would be. because the toy animatronics are clearly, like, if you look at the toy animatronics, they're clearly hyper updated for the time. They are clearly more high tech than any robot animatronic in general in the 1980s. And if by the 2030 something they had fully automated glam rock animatronics and a pizzaplex where they are preset to be the night guards and the entertainers, there had to have been a massive, like, technological improvement between the eras, because by this point in time, some of our most technological animatronics are actually just pretty simple still. We have pretty simple robots, which is weird. That's what I'm thinking of at the moment, because there's loose holes and loose ends. I'm trying to figure out where they get fit into. That's like the weirdest part about all of this, is that, like, there is a ton of holes and, like, loops that clearly you can probably solve. Like, there's probably proof and evidence to replace this evidence. Maybe I'm wrong, okay? Maybe I am entirely wrong. But putting what we know about Secret of the Mimic and how, like, the Mimic program was this hyper-intelligent learning algorithm, this makes me think that what if, I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. I have no idea. I am genuinely confused by that thought. Okay, I'm gonna write all this down on a single image because I want to keep this for another video if I do keep it. Could the toy animatronics be using using the Mimic O? I'm gonna write this down. I'm going to have a massive white sheet and a ton of boxes. And my plan is I'm going to write down all these questions and I'm going to just figure this out from here. So we got the first one. Questions. I'm probably going to go to bed early tonight. I'm going to sleep early. I don't care. I'm going to sleep early tonight. So, like, here's the thing. I'm just figuring out everything. It's because, like, we have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of evidence. You have a lot of proof. I'm not sure exactly what the next step in this theory would be. I kind of threw all my theory ideas into, like, one video. So I have no idea what else. I don't know idea. Uh, everyone, everyone, everyone left general. Shit. Haru. I think it was Haru who asked. Like, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm trying to figure out, like, oh god, this is like. Shit, who was it? I legitimately can't remember who it was. It wasn't Kyra. It wasn't Sweet. Was it Sweet? Okay, I'm gonna ask. It's like, where's Split? Split. Mutual server. So another question is a sister location. Because the sister location also fits in with this too a little bit. I'm stuck on the toy animatronic thing though. Here's the thing. I'm stuck on the toy animatronic fiasco. Because that just bugs me. It's like, how do you have animatronics that can like, hear me out. How do you have animatronics that can scan and be security? And security breach, that's what the animatronics were used for. But it's in the 1980s? That's weird. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm going to do some research. Sorry from quiet chat. I'm just trying to figure it. Okay, yeah, I think I'm done using ChatGPT as like an idea board. So here's my theory. Here is my. So I basically have a short, like, I'm gonna rush this theory idea. I'm gonna throw it against a wall, whatever happens. I'm doing this live. Go watch me live if you want. Okay, so here's my theory that I have for Secret of the Mimic and how this all relates to the incidents Freddy Fazbear's going from Secret of the Mimic to Fredbear's Family Diner all the way up to this. Alright, this is it. I'm bored. I'm going to say it out loud. No music, no nothing. Alright, here we go. So my idea is, my first thought is, after Fredbear's Family Diner closes down, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opens, and the old animatronics, the FNAF 2 models, are in the FNAF 1 models at the moment are still being developed and being reused. So the FNAF 1 models were built, but the FNAF 2 models we know are spring lock suits. So they were built to be people inside and animatronic due to how big and bulky and all that kind of stuff is. So eventually, it is learned that the suits are wearing down, they're not good, and eventually 5 kids go missing, stuffed in the suit, their souls possess the animatronics. Big whoop-de-doo, and they're all dead. We're gonna cut that off there. Eventually, Fazbear would... Eventually, if we're going by lore of Secret of the Mimic, we know that they now have the Mimic blueprints, they have the Mimic data, and they know that they can make better animatronics. So, they take that information, and in return, they then create the toy animatronics. My basic theory on this is that they made the toy animatronics look cuter and happier, but because they learned from the Mimic system and how the heavily modified endoskeletons and whatever it is, how they made these better models, they basically put eyes and cameras in the eyes of the toy animatronics and inputted some custom oversimplified version of the Mimic 01 and showed them what criminals were and who criminals and people. In my guess, when they say criminal database, they probably mean William Afton, since you play as him during FNAF 2. So I'm guessing they showed a bunch of pictures and said, this is a bad guy, do not let him in, hurt him on sight. Something like that. That's what I'm thinking. So eventually, during FNAF 2, that could explain why the toy animatronics are able to scan your face. They can track your data. They can... basically, it explains a lot of the weird how they are so smart, but this takes place in 1985. That kind of thing was weird to me, because in 1985, animatronics back then were very simple. They didn't really have much movement, yet these could crawl in vents and follow orders and be secure for, like, being the night shift. You know, something like that. And eventually, the animatronics would be deemed malfunctioning or broken or whatever, and they'd be scrapped in return. But eventually, the withered animatronics being their best model, that's my guess, they eventually would reuse the endoskeletons from the FNAF 2 withered animatronics, that being with the missing kids, probably reuse the parts to fix up, probably using parts of the newer animatronics to then fix up the withereds. They put them in the new suit. Bam, Five Nights at Freddy's 1. FNAF 1, I don't see the mimic code or anything of that often, specifically. Like, that's something I find weird. In FNAF 1, they don't really use that lore drop, so I'm not going to use that in the theory I have. And yeah, FNAF 1 to FNAF 3, I really don't think there's any mimic shenanigans, craziness going on. Because we know that Wooly Afton gets spring-locked in the suit. We know that the kids that were in the FNAF 2 animatronics get possessed and then look at the FNAF 1 animatronics. And we do know that they probably made a Golden Freddy suit. Like, Golden Freddy isn't just hallucination. We know that the old FNAF 1 suits were prototype suits, so maybe they made a Golden Fredbear suit for maybe an experimental purpose, but never used it, which is why it never had an endoskeleton. Or maybe it's just me ranting about some stupid crap. I have no idea. Eventually, we then get to FNAF 4, which I think also adds in a bit of that mimic program. I mean, here's the thing. We do know a little bit about FNAF 4's Nightmare animatronics. We know they use a sound box cue thing, meaning that is also something that takes place during Fredbears, which I should mention again is back in when did Fredbear's Family Diner open? I don't remember. Let me look it up. I think it was 1981 or 1983. Yeah, I found it. 1983. So that means that the that means these Nightmare animatronics are using technology that are even more in the future than they are in the time. As in the, what was it? I mean, here's the thing. There's two versions of FNAF 4 that we could go with. We could say that it is Michael Afton, the brother who caused the funny nibble of 87, and say that he is having nightmares about the situation and getting haunted by the animatronics. Which we could say that. We could debunk this whole thing. Or we could say that he is being haunted down by empty suits that are using these sound discs. And we know these sound discs are important because we also know that in Sister Location, the Funtime animatronics have the exact same ones. Which I should mention again, like I said in my original theory, it's weird that Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location which takes place during the 80s or 90s, around the 90s, has animatronics that could lock you inside of them in a chest cavity. No animatronic back then has it, and even the best inventors to this day can't build wire-made animatronics properly, meaning he must be using some technology that was predating or maybe more high-tech than they have in the time. This is my point of the theory. Everything about it is weird, including that William has a freaking underground facility. How the hell do you build an underground facility linked to your house that is built under your house through tubes and tunnels that you can take an elevator? The answer is maybe he's using underground tubes and tunnels from the underground area below. Also, remember that this place has a recycling center too, meaning William has a ton of metal scrap that he can melt down. So that also adds into it. Like, there's a ton of parts and bits that I want to also add in, but a lot of those parts just don't add up. Like, a lot of the parts I want to add don't really add into my theory, because I don't think they fit perfectly. Like, I could totally add them in. I could. But I don't really know where to take it. I do know that FNAF 3 takes place after you get spring locked, which is, haha, funny William Afton. And here's the thing, we know that baby in, Pizzeria Simulator and Molten Freddy are basically the same concept, where they are learned and infused with metal and somehow alive. So yeah, we all know that all together. But here's where my biggest question comes in. It's like, it's confusing, okay? It's just a very confusing thing to think about. And then there was also Security Breach, which was the first teaser for Secret of the Mimic, which I think was a cool little secret Easter egg. I really do think it was. But the whole question was like, where does this all take place? We also know that a lot of the models from Pizzeria Simulator were related to suits from, like, FNAF's Secret Mimic. Like, the orange elephant was become Orville, the hippo would become Mr. Hippo, Monty would be that, the mascot alligator would become Monty. A lot of those old suits were reused, so the main question is, like, how does this all connect? I have no clue. I genuinely have no idea how this connects in any way, shape, or form. I am talking straight out of my ass. I have no evidence. I have no theories. Like I said before, game theory can do this shit, and I don't mind. Take my ideas and do whatever you want with them. I'm just here talking my ass off about this stupid theory I made like the other day, and I am found a ton of evidence, and I am trying to figure out how they work. Or it could be overthinking and just be, haha, funny mascot murder bear go jump scared at MP4. I don't know. I seriously have no idea. I feel like I sound crazy because I can't fully figure out this. Like, maybe I'm onto something, maybe I'm not. I don't know. There's, like, a lot of cool ideas that could work from this. But at the same time, there isn't much I can rely on for proof. And this theory just kind of sticks out as I'm kind of crudely gluing bits and parts to kind of see which ones connect and which ones don't. So, whatever, it's fine. It's fine. It's just one of those things that I can't figure out. And even if I could, I probably would not get very far because I'm just having fun. I don't really know how far I would go for this theory. I wouldn't really go far for it to begin with, since I don't really know where it's gonna take place. But all of you can kind of like guess on whatever you want. I really don't care. Uh, that's all I really have for this stream. I kind of just want to rant for a bit, and I hope you enjoyed it. Cool. I'm in the video here, but I'm gonna keep recording this stream until I can think of anything else. So, yeah. Split is calling. Split wants to talk. Yeah, what's good?
You know,
Yeah, I'm just on live stream trying to think about my theory and see what else I can add to it to make it be more realistic.
okay.
Like, here's something I just said this for a video later, but you know the toy animatronics and how they could scan ID and see if someone's a criminal by like a database, like in the FNAF 2. The weirdest thing I'm gonna say is this. How is like, here's the thing. FNAF 2 takes place in 1985. Right? How the hell did they make an animatronic that could scan your face in 1985 when the highest grade animatronic was like a Chuck E. Cheese?
Okay.
So my stupid theory was like, they used a mimics, like, you know how like the M1, the Mimic 1 program, how it could mimic information? Remember, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opens up after Fredbear shuts down, the withered animatronics get decommissioned due to age, and the new ones are basically the toy animatronics. But the toy animatronics somehow can walk, scan your face, get data, and link to a, I'm going to put this in air quotes here, security system. How could an animatronic in a 1985 era do that if there wasn't any kind of, like, extra sci-fi modified technology that didn't exist back then, right? Split, your silence is very confusing.
Sorry, what happened?
So, like I was saying, the toy animatronics are very intelligent and technological for their time, even though in the 1985s, animatronics weren't even good. Robotics wasn't very good back then. So my theory was that they used, maybe Afton or Fazbear or something, used the M1 program, the Mimic 1, to scan the face of any criminal that they in the local area, to kind of, you know, so that they could be safer. Because how does an animatronic walk into your office, wait to scan you, get up close, and then somehow a mask prevents your own death?
Phineas and Ferb.
It's like the goofiest shit, but I'm being genuinely serious about that. It's like,
Burger.
and you're
Sorry.
blanking out.
Sorry, I just zoned out for a second there.
No, but my deal was like, the toy animatronics are way smarter, and the only animatronics that had that in a time were Fazbear's, and we know that Fazbear's acquired Edwin Murray's company, which had the Mimic 1, which we know the Mimic 1 was an Edwin Murray creation. So wouldn't it be smart to mimic, I don't know, a security system for your defense robots? And then when they were deemed malfunctioning or non-functional, they were scrapped. Because remember, the Mimic 1 was used in some older stories in the original Tales from the Pizzeria and the Fazbear Frights books before it was scrapped. Like, that was my idea. Like, is this a full-on theory? No. No, it's not. I'm just kind of rambling, but I don't know. Something about the toy animatronics is always weird to me. Because we know that the original 5 animatronics, Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, and Golden Freddy, and the puppet, were possessed. We know that those 6 were possessed by a human soul. But we also know that the toy animatronics were purely mechanical. They didn't have any souls in them. You get where I'm going with this? If the toy animatronics had no, like, human soul controlling the body, how were they able to, I don't know, walk around and scan people's faces and know who's a criminal? That wasn't something that was open back then in the 80s. That would have been, like, sci-fi impossible. Unless they used some kind of experimental program to kind of simulate that, right? Split, is my theory stupid?
What theory?
The thing I've been talking about, the toy animatronics, is that stupid? Is that a stupid theory? Is that a dumb theory? I genuinely have no idea. Like, I genuinely don't know. And like the idea, I just kind of had this weird concept of like would this work as like a theory? Because there's not enough evidence for it, but something about it just wasn't right. You know, like something about it just didn't feel right. In like the whole game, because you have 2 sets of animatronics coming after you. One of them is the withered animatronics, which have a human soul, but the other ones are just walking, moving. They exist, but somehow they're smart enough to... I don't know. I really don't know. That's like the thing about it. It's one of those like concepts of like I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me. I just see this as a weird coincidence, knowing that the Mimic program was stolen from Edwin. So Fazbear could have used it at any second throughout their career, knowing how they got away with it. So that's what I was thinking. You know, that's what I was thinking of. Like, could there be? I don't know. It's just one of those weird things I can't figure out. Give me a sec.
3.
Whatever, it's probably nothing. It's like probably an entire like. Hmm.
3.
I think you're tired. Go to bed. Like, I don't know, man. This is just me trying to think of some stupid idea of how this game could fit into different ones. Because I love... God damn it, Split has not eaten yet. come? Okay, why is my inspiration just giving me has-been hotel shit? I can't figure it out. I can't figure this out. There has to be something about this. You know, there has to be something that connects like the 1980s FNAF 2 to Five Nights at... Okay, so I found a funny ass picture of a Chuck E. Cheese. What the fuck did I? What the frick did I just find? Chat, can I send this to you? Chat, can multi-purpose cybernetic mechanical employee instruction manual chapter 13 child management. Put your damn child in Chuck E. Cheese's mouth. What in the absolute living? What? Why the fuck do I have that shit? What? No. That's fucking wrong thing. Man, the ever living chat. Do you guys want to see what I just found? I'm gonna show you what I found. So I was going through Chuck E. Cheese manuals, and the first thing I find is child management. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This is messed up, man. This is funny as shit, bro. I want to show you guys this real quickly just because I think it's funny. So if we go to images, right, and we put this on top of this, I think this is a separate... Okay, this is my res pickaxe, right. I put this somewhere. I don't know why I put this. Why do I have this here? Browse. Check this thing out, chat. So I was going through Google because I thought I was looking for funny pictures. Check out what I just found. What is this? Bro, what the hell is this? I'm going to try and read this out while you guys see it on screen. This is a real image from Chuck E. Cheese, by the way. Multi-purpose cybernetic mechanism employee instruction manual chapter 13 child management pizza time theater animatronic. What is going on? Why are you lagging? My phone, my YouTube's being weird. Give me a sec. Is my stream still up? Oh my god, what's going on? Phone? I know you want to be funny, but we're going to my channel now. And if you don't want to work, then I'm going to force you to work. You hear me, bud? Now do your damn job and work. Alright. Can you guys see it now? Can you guys see it now? Oh god. This is real, by the way. Oh god. Can I find a Chuck E. Cheese pizza time? Can I look this up? Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time Theater manual. Can I find one of these to read? Showbiz Pizza Time Theater Theatre Standards Manual. I'm gonna read this shit. Can I find this actual page, chat? We're gonna look for this page. Give me a sec. This has to be real, right? This has to be real. Okay, Minecraft, I'm done playing you. Get out of my face. Get out of my face, Minecraft. I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play with you anymore. You're boring. God, this is stupid. Alright, window captured. And we're gonna go to Minecraft Aethernos. Yeah, okay, we got this thing. Oh no, I need to turn off my image. 1 hour into my stream. Alright. Is it not showing? Windows capture. I'm checking my own stream because for some reason my OBS is... Yeah, there it is. There it is. Cool, cool. For some reason my OBS is bugged out again. And so we're having a great time, chat. We're having a great time. We're having a great time. This is just going to be fun. Okay, so this is my first time working at Chuck E. Cheese. We're going to be reading this funny manual that they gave me. This is a Pizza Time Inc. theater thing. You have this chain-smoking rat, of course. We have 186 pages, boys. I might get copyright struck by Chuck E. Cheese for reading this. But I do for you all, because why not? Chuck E. Cheese Playtime, Chuck E. Cheese Theater Inc. Theatrical Standards Manual. Alright. Manual. When changes are received, it is responsibility for the manual holder to remove any out-of-date procedures and add the new ones. In proper locations, replace the table of contents if new ones are provided and destroy the old materials. Well, I got an internet copy. Who gives a shit? Blank page index. There's just a blank page that says index. This is one of the most ass-backward things possible. This is so ass-backwards. Holy crap. Jesus. My nose hurts. Oh, my nose. My nose, brother. My nose. Alright. Alright. Let's go continue reading this funny manual. We got 183 pages left. Fun. Stage instructions, dimensions, current standard, Chuck E. Cheese, crawl, etc. Header dimensions, a bunch of boring shit. We're not going to ignore that. We're going to ignore a ton of these pages. I don't give a damn. I want to find the page for Chuck E. Cheese called The Bite of 87. Selection 01, stage installation. Alright. Description. Description. Oh, did they have... Oh, look at that. Oh, hello. I was going to save this image. Sorry, I'm saving this image. I want this image. I'm going to download this whole damn thing just for this one stupid image. That's a Oh. Oh, my nose. Interesting. I'm keeping an eye on you, Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, okay, so this is like specifically standard. Spotlight bar, flood bar, dramatic lighting. Oh, okay, interesting. I need to send this to my buddy. Can we find the thing? These are cool. I'm not gonna lie. I legitimately could use these. Oh, that's the corner stage. The with folded birds band. Oh, this stage is like sideways. Okay, that's cool. On the side, Oh, so you want the stage so that your standard sight lines. Alright. That's actually interesting. The craw area. So that's the main stage. That's the cheese. Oh, this is when they had the Mr. Munch. This is the freaking room. If I remember correctly, these were the rooms that used to be the playrooms behind the stage before they removed them. Okay, fair enough. Dimensions. Oh, these are like hand drawn too. Front curtain. Okay, that's cool. This is actually very interesting. I wanted to see the funny mouse doing the bite of 87. Okay. Oh. Okay. There. Chucky left. There's Chef. That's Jasper. Oh. Okay. Actually, I was not expecting this much detail out of like a simple manual from the first Chuck E. Cheese's. Speakers, replacements, top. Okay. Band boards. Okay. I'm legitimately like interested in this because this is just something I find interesting. Curtain standards, descriptions, dimensions. Oh, okay, cool. Birds, Munch, Pasquale, Munch, Guest, Chucky, and Jasper. So that would probably be the third. Whatever. Ooh, so the curtains have like certain length to them. All right, okay, that's actually cool. I had no idea. Mention is Victoria Drive. I'm gonna get copyright struck by Chuck E. Cheese for reading this live on stream. I know I am. Yes, headers. I'm legitimately interested in this. Like, this is something I find. Note, placement on stage left, box, birds, whatever. Can I find stage, colorful materials, red, fireproof. Of course they're fireproof. Black polyester, fireproof facing. Balcony, trim. Clear flare, stain dark. Foam core, silk screen. Ceramic drape, brown polyester, fireproof or per installation color. Alright. Lighting standards, descriptions. Oh, okay, this is actually dope. I was not expecting this much detail from a Chuck E. Cheese instruction manual, but I actually was not. But that's kind of cool. Dab, CAD, ABAC. Casco. This is the settings. Alright. That's cool. I legitimately. So, right. I don't know what any of this means. I know nothing about what any of this means. Nothing at all. Pink. Oh, the colors! These are the, I should not swing this with this thing plugged in because it could break my computer screen. That's for my car, by the way. I should not be swinging that shit around. Parts list. Hollow light fixtures, holders, bulbs. Okay, so these are watts. And these go over them. Flickers. Focusing. Oh! There are 3 basic light systems focused. 1, their discussion. 2, their floods. Okay, I am not reading all of that. You all can read that if you want. I'm gonna link this. Above, below, I can legitimately use this to make my own pizzeria chain if I want to, but I'm not going to. Okay, that's hotspot area. All right, so that's cool. Since there are no standard size for rooms, the number of fixtures may vary following the general method of specific bulbs and blah, 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 blah. So that's the stage. Booths. Oh. Alright. Okay, so that's ceiling lights. So these are the ceiling lights for the room. Okay, Pasquale, guest. Oh, so they're... Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This is way more detailed than I thought it would be. So the head body turn. Use left, stage right. For munch. Oh, okay. I legitimately was not expecting this much detail from a pizza, from a... Almost said Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I was not expecting this from a Chuck E. Cheese of all things. And guest. I think guest was just gonna be Helen. And then Pasquale. Oh, Pasquale, mustache. Oh, these are the specific mouths of the... This is getting weird. Mustache 4 inches. Oh, this is cool. Chuck E. Cheese head down and 2 inches to 3. Okay. This is legitimately interesting now. Eyelids and eyeballs. Tops. These are all hand drawn, by the way. I'm actually impressed with that. Always looking straight on. Eye level. Should not see the white of the eyes when closed. When eyelids are open, irises show. Left and right. No white should be shown on the side of the iris. Alright. Okay, so these are the, this is like the technical stuff. Okay, this is like legitimately like the technical things now. So, yeah, this is like the technical, yeah, this is like at rest and in, top nose. This is like weird. I've never show installation. Is it gonna show Harmony Howlett Wild West show? What is this? Set installation. Well, that gave me nightmares. Boom, jump scare, I guess. Jesus. I'm only on page 62 of this shit, and they want old employees to read all of this? What in the ever-living hell? Howlett. Oh, Harmon Howlett set installation 1981. 03, 08, oh. Oh, okay. Okay, so we have... Oh, this is the stage build. Alright, okay. I'm not gonna lie. This installation involves foam core board set on foam core background. A valance behind and lights the stage sets from mid-lights be installed with repeat. The letter which... Oh, foam board core. Alright. Please read these instructions entirely before starting. So people probably messed this up a lot. Oh, shit. Fence, 1 large bush. One large bush, one weapon bush, one wagon bush, one wagon, one large cactus, one small cactus, one big flat, one large. Oh, four big flat. Is that at? One large balance, one large balance. 36 inch, 118, one modified, 1, 2, 3 bracket. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This is actually really interesting, the math of this. Oh, that's what they all look like? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. All of these look really cool. These are the backboards. And then these are the bottom halves. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. These are the harmony set keys. Oh, the harmony. Refer to set. Okay, so that would all be here. Oh, that's an electrical wire thing. Okay, that's cool. Okay, yeah, this is cool. Now you can see the electrical parts. Wiring the light. Oh, that looks not safe. Oh, that looks not safe at all. One, locate the next hole. 2, press lamp through and hold in socket lamp. The lamp will sit snug. I do not think this place survived a fire. Long tie wire in the bar. Alright. Oh, they had the boards behind them. Alright, that's cool, that's cool. I want to find a thing where they caused a bite of 87. That's what I'm going through. I'm like 73. Where can I find it? Final notes. I'm not reading all that. Cosmetic installation. Howdy Howlette. Okay. Howdy's wig is painstakingly attached, so please be careful with it. It is pinned in the front of her head and the back. Lift only the back of the wig only from the back of the head. Remove from the back, and then fit wig tightly down over it. Lift wig over. Okay. Harmony's eyelids are pink, glued red velvet silver eyelashes. Pin the head to the hat. Oh, pin Harmony's hat to the front of the wig behind her ears and tie it out a bandana. Oh. Alright, note there's a hole in the hat where it can connect the ears. Body, be sure to fit the arm neck inside and the foam black shoulder. Alright. Gloves are worn over the shirt sleeve. Star decoration is on the outside lower. Guns remain in the holsters at all times. Alright, she holds a microphone in her right hand and a lasso in her left. Bend the fingers around them in safety pin. Oh, okay, that's cool. Left hand. Staple the ends of the microphone cord to the baseboard near body. Installing harmony in shelf installation. Jumper, munch door, soft. Okay. Alright. Harmony Howlette 2 goes to Westerns. I'm just reading through this. I'm bored. I'm just bored. Set installation. Oh, okay. So this so we gotta put that up there. Chuck E. Cheese, Jasper, Madam Cluck. I think that's Madam Cluck. Alright. Oh, so you latch them on there. Like those are the clouds. Alright, fair enough. And the clouds float behind the characters. Oh, okay, so it's like the entire thing. Oh, okay. I actually like this. I actually like this a lot. Parts list, Big Ben, pyramids, big cardboards, whatever. I'm not reading all that. Cosmetic installation. Madam Oink. Oh. Wasn't Madam Oink the one that had the funny Bajiboos animations? Fit dress around body around into cleavage. I can't believe they made this animatronic. I really can't. I really cannot. This is one of those things I really wish they freaking didn't create. This is like one of the funniest things. Fit dress on body and to cleavage across top. Seams secured. Microphone, decorative trim. Blah, blah, blah. Her pinky will always be out. Don't forget pinky. It's very crucial to her personality. God damn, bro. God damn. I love it. I love this. This is the kind of I go for when I want to read. Her erasures are on her finger. Depends. Madeline holds a feather boa on her left hand. Portions of her hand, pin, staple, yada yada. Use the pink makeup lightly, as is done before. The color on the nose and cheeks. This has been done for you. Thank you. The hair is a custom-made wig that cut holes through the gaps where the ears would be. The wig is a one piece and does not have to be removed from the head. Carefully lift the wig back to remove it. Glue any small green plume to the large part of the wig to decorate the ornament in front of the wig. This has been done for you. Okay, this is cool. Glue the eyelashes in place. So basically, this is all hand drawn. By the way, these are all hand drawn. This is interesting. If you have any questions or problem, Madeline, please feel free to call me at corporate MF before 3 p.m. Good luck. Kathy Woy. Does that number still work? One sec. We're keeping that picture. We're taking a picture of that. I'm just reading the Chuck E. Cheese manual. Lounge instructions, stage, random ass pages. Oh, okay, these are same things as we did before. Oh, lodge stage dimension. Oh, this is like cornering. Oh, okay, this is like a corner set. Same things we saw before. Bearded curtains. Colors and materials. Fireproof. Clear fire stained, clearly fireproof, and backplated. Yeah. Speaker placements. What animatronics are we gonna get in this one, actually? Light fixtures, back to these again. Okay, so this is... Wait, hold on. The lion, is this for freaking, shit, who is this for? Is this for the prince? Is this for the king? Is this for the king animatronic? It probably is, because it says, the king! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! It is for the king! Oh, this is cool. Into character placement. Yo, if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, the king. Okay, the king, neon sign, yada. Oh, it's such a cool thing. Cut out here. Light focus. Yeah, that's the king. That's Elvis. That's the Elvis animatronic. That's the Elvis. The Beagles. Character placements. So, 1981. Still 1981. Microphone, drums. Not reading all that shit. Who the hell had time to read all of this? No, I'm being serious. Who would have free time to read all of this? Just like 100. I'm at page 128, and it was like 20 minutes of reading. The Beagles, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. So it's the Beatles. It is literally the Beatles. which is cool. I like this. I am so surprised that these characters. I'm sad that these characters died out of popularity a long time ago. They are so cool. Like, bro, it's awesome looking. So that's like the stage for the Beagles. Oh yeah, because in the original pizzeria they had those weird corners that you had to do that. Okay, that's cool. The light focus. The barber shop quartet in ice cream parlors. Dimensions. Okay. So same thing. All right, let's go down. Is this the Burbs? Are these the Burbs? Hold on, is this the Birds? Okay, it is the Birds. It is the stupid looking Birds. Please tell me it's the Birds I'm thinking of. Please tell me. The four little shavers, character placements. Are these the Birds? Are there... No, they are barbers. Okay, I was wrong. I've never heard of these characters. One sec. I'm gonna do something real quickly. So turn off window capture. I'm gonna look something up real quickly. Pizza Time Theater. Is this real? Are they real? Barber Shop Quartet. The four. What do they look like? Is there an... Oh! I hate it. Oh. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. I hate them. I regret looking up what they look like. I legitimately regret what they look like now. Who thought this was cute? Who? Out of all things, why? Why do these things exist? I can see why these guys are no longer popular. Oh yeah, this is the king. Oh shit. This was the king. I think there's a YouTube channel that shows him actually. There's a few other ones. Then we have the classics. We had the classic Chucky. We had the classic Chucky, classic Jasper, classic Gaston, Pasquale. We love Pasquale, man. We love Pasquale. Don't we love Pasquale, guys? We love Pasquale. I love Pasquale, bro. I love Pasquale. He's my favorite. Pasquale's my favorite, bro. Look at them. Look at the classics. See, the classic Freddy Fazbear's right there. This is still really cool to read. Like, I legitimately, you don't understand. As a nerd who loves... Wait, what were the characters for this? What was they called? Set installation. What was this for? I can't remember what this was for. Cup, broom, towel. Is this for the barbershop still? Yes, it is. It's still for the barbers. Barbers, towel, cup, chair, broom. Alright, so. Alright. So, cool, I guess. The cabaret. I can't remember what these were. Are these the Birds? Because I know they had some birds. Yeah, reading this is weird. To think that this entire time there are so many models. We went through this already. We already saw like a lot of these. Yep. Here is another version of that. Here's another version. Character placement. Is it the Birds? No, that's a piano. Auntie Antlers. Auntie Antlers? Who the fuck is Auntie Antlers? Okay. Who the fuck is Auntie Antlers? Auntie Antlers. Chuck E. Cheese? Who is Auntie? Oh, it's this. Oh, oh, oh no! I hate it. Artie Antlers. Oh, oh boy. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Oh shit. I hate it. All right, moment of truth. I actually want to do something really unique. We are going to look up a video, and it is the king, because why not? The king, Chuck E. Cheese, the king of the 90s.
What is that?
In the early 80s, when the balcony stage was still up and running at Chuck E. Cheese, so too was another stage called the Lounge. It housed a few different performances over the years, but there's...
Yeah, for some reason, all he plays on my one headset.
What is that?
Oh, that's cool.
What is that guy?
That's cool.
In the early 80s, when the balcony stage was still up and running at Chuck E. Cheese, so too was another stage called the Lounge. It housed a few different performances over the years, but there's one animatronic in particular that's much more intriguing to me than the rest. This animatronic is the King. He has a pretty interesting history spanning from the 80s all the way to present day, so let's talk about it. Like I mentioned, his history runs all the way back to the 80s, but let's start even earlier than that to give you some context. In 1978, at Pizza Time Theater locations, a small stage was created called the Cabaret. Hey, I know how to pronounce it now. This stage held one or more animatronics at a time, changing them out somewhat frequently. Eventually, the name was changed to the Lounge, and it gained a new gimmick where all performances were based off of real singers or bands. One of these animatronics in particular, created back in 1982, was
we're gonna pause it right here. There is a YouTube channel that owns 3 of these animatronics. If I remember correctly, there was like a guy who owns like 3 King animatronics. I don't remember who does, but I'll look it up.
Cat himself, the King. He's a lion animatronic wearing a white and gold outfit with black hair and a guitar. As you can clearly tell by his outfit and sideburns, he was based off the singer Elvis Presley and used to perform his songs. Later on, when the Pizza Time Theater era of Chuck E. Cheese ended, he did still actually stick around some locations and sang original Chuck E. Cheese songs. Although sadly, the last one did get removed in 1995, almost 30 years ago at this point. However, there was a different version of the King animatronic created back in 1984 called King Cat. This was a very similar animatronic, using the same mechanics and everything, except this time it wasn't based off of Elvis, but was instead based off of Michael Jackson. It wore a shiny red and gold outfit with curly black hair and sunglasses. He also held a microphone instead of a guitar, so they did need to change his animatronics up a little bit for that. Also, fun fact, his name was actually supposed to be Michael Katzen originally, but they decided to change that so they could keep that little neon king sign.
I like how they were lazy enough to just called the freaking Michael Jackson model. I remember these. I never saw them, but I see a lot of videos about them. I look up a lot about animatronics. Yeah, believe it or not, I am the kind of guy who is in love with the cool, funny robots. I'm the kind of robots guy. I like animatronics, bro. I'm the kind of guy, like, if you ask me, like, what did I wish I was as a kid? I'd say mechanical worker. I love the thought of, like, animatronics. Like, just the thought of, oh, God. Chase, brother, stop. Chase. 1 second. Chase, I know you're being a piece of shit to me right now, but please, for the love of God. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, I remember as a kid, Chuck E. Cheese to me was boring. Like, I never liked Chuck E. Cheese as a kid. But when I looked up everyone in the 80s had more fun. They had a lot more entertainment back in the 80s, man.
He stood on stage and sang some of Michael Jackson's songs, and if you're wondering why they decided to make this change from The King to King Cat, it's because at the time, Pizza Time Theater was actually near bankruptcy, and Michael Jackson was the biggest artist, so they thought, maybe making this change would bring back in the revenue. It didn't, but, it was worth a shot. So they did end up filing for bankruptcy, and I believe that's when all the animatronics got removed from their locations.
Yep, knew that already, guys. I already knew about this a while ago. I looked this up a bit ago because I heard some of them were shutting down.
Only a few of the King Cat animatronics were ever made, and they stuck around for a very short amount of time. And while this did, unfortunately, mark the end of the King and Chuck E. Cheese locations, this certainly did not mark the end of the King. As far as official Chuck E. Cheese stuff goes, he did actually end up being dead for a pretty long time, not really ever being mentioned until 2017. He was in the song Every Boy and Every Girl as a drawing, so not really anything too special, but still cool to see. He was also in this little animation Chuck E. Cheese did for Halloween in 2018 called Halloween at the Pizza Time Theater, which was a little thing they did with like FNAF references in it. But yeah, although that is all of the official stuff the King was in.
What was that called? What the fuck was that called? The fuck was that called? The fuck was that called? The fuck was that called?
Special, but still cool to see. He was also in this little animation Chuck E. Cheese did for Halloween in 2018 called Halloween at the Pizza Time Theater.
Halloween at the Pizza Time Theater. I gotta look that up. I'm gonna look that up on my phone. Halloween at the Pizza Time Theater. It's owned by the Yeah, okay, holy shit. They actually had. Like, they actually did this. I'm genuinely impressed.
Which was a little thing they did with, like, FNAF references in it. But yeah, although that is all of the official stuff the King was in, he actually has a much bigger legacy outside of the realm of Chuck E. Cheese. Animatronics of him, as well as King Cat, are actually at many places around the US, because people somehow managed to get a hold of them. There's this one place in Fairfield, Ohio, called Jungle Jim's Grocery Store, which actually has one of the King animatronics. He's on a cool little tropical themed stage with him wearing a nice green outfit, and there's this little sign at the front of the stage referring to him as Elvis that says he's on a timer performing every 5 minutes. I think that's insane. Could you imagine going to the supermarket?
I gotta go to these. I gotta legitimately go to these, man. I gotta go to this shit. I should legitimately go to these places. I should. I genuinely should. I gotta go to these places, man. This place looks sick.
Market, buying yourself some groceries, and then seeing a 9-foot-tall animatronic performing Elvis songs. Having a rare animatronic seems so bizarre, but honestly, given the other stuff they have at this place, they apparently have a lot of cool stuff like that. So I guess he actually does fit in pretty well. I know there's also another jungle gym not too far from there that has the Warblettes, so I guess Ohio is just a great place to be for Pizza Time Theater fans.
Yeah,
another place
Ohio.
that holds the King animatronic is somewhere much more expected to have this type of thing, which is Smitty's Super Service Station in Sandy Hook, Mississippi. What a mouthful of a name, dude. If you're in the Chuck E. Cheese or animatronic community, you may have heard of this place, but if you haven't, it's basically this huge private collection of animatronics. They have a whole Rockafire Explosion band, a balcony stage from Chuck E. Cheese, the Beagles, and of course, the King. It's a pretty insane place, honestly. I'd love to go there someday and make a video about it. Although, like I said, it is a private place, so you can only go there if you have an appointment. I assume that's just because of legal reasons or something like that, but yeah, that's another one of the king's homes. They also actually used to have one of King Cat's outfits, but they ended up giving it to our next location, the Volo Auto Museum in Volvo, Illinois. It could actually be Volo and not Volo. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna go with Volo. Like the name implies, they have loads of cars in there, which honestly I'm not too interested in, but they do have a bunch of cars that are actually super cool. It also has lots of fun stuff like arcade things, cool statues, props, SpongeBob, and of course, animatronics. They have a few different shows.
Cool. Okay, that's awesome. I gotta go there. There's a lot of places I want to go, actually.
From the cabaret and the lounge, like the Four Little Shavers, the Beagles, the King, and the lounge, like the Four.
It's our favorite nightmare-inducing, crack-looking. Yeah, we love them. We love them, don't we, chat? We don't love them. We don't love them.
Little Shavers.
Oh, great. They have them.
The Beagles, the King, and King Cat. But yeah, the Volo Auto Museum has the King animatronic, which we've talked about at other places.
That's dope.
But the big thing here is they have King Cat as well. As far as I know, I could be wrong about this, but I believe this is the only place in the world that has the King Cat animatronic. So that's awesome. All the animatronics here are actually fully functional, and I believe anybody can just go in and visit, so I definitely would love to go there someday. That sounds like such a cool experience, being able to see Pizza Time theater performances, so I'm very glad those animatronics were saved. And the final place to hold the King animatronic is actually just some guy's house. But trust me, it's a lot more interesting than that. So basically, there's this dude who managed to somehow
I know this guy. I've seen his videos.
Get a hold of 3 entire The King animatronics. As far as I know, 2 of them are actually the original ones from Pizza Time Theater, and one of them is custom built. Now, the interesting thing.
Oh, alright. Okay.
Original ones from Pizza
That's
Time
awesome.
Theater, and one of them is custom built. Now,
okay, I'm actually surprised he actually.
Now, the interesting thing about these guys is that he made a YouTube channel, as well as a website, TikTok, etc., about these animatronics called the King Robot. It's basically a channel where he makes videos about the animatronics performing, and sometimes interacting with him as well. Also, there's something I want to take a look at with you guys. So basically, this guy dresses up the animatronics in a bunch of different custom outfits, and most of them are actually documented on the website. So I thought it would be fun to take a look at them. Okay, so there's this page right here on the website called Jumpsuit History, so let's take a look at all the things here. There's this original white and gold outfit, which I believe is just the basic King outfit. There's this weird vampire one, I guess they did for Halloween, a black version of the original outfit. There's this American one, which I guess was made to tell people to go vote. There's this No Hate Pride outfit, the crocodile, I don't even know what that means. Classic Christmas and King Santa, both Christmas outfits. Santa one's kind of funny. Spanish Christmas, Frosty, New Year's Eve, the orange and green. I don't know, is that a Halloween one? St. Patrick's Day, okay. We've got Classic Sapphire, I don't know how to pronounce this. Sunburst, Disco Ball, which says coming soon. It says 2017. I don't know, maybe he doesn't use the website anymore. Black Rainbow, same thing. There's the King hologram suit. Don't know what that means. White Egyptian. King Billy, which is supposed to be Green Day. Hallow King. Jungle Cat. Punk Frosty. There's no image here. King Rudolph. King Santa 17. Oh, 27. I thought this meant like the 17th Santa for a second. Iced King Billy with crown. Hashtag Save King 1. Purple Shimmer, I don't know what that means, hashtag Save King, but they've got 4 of these guys, 4 of the hashtag Save Kings. There's the Blue Gem Pink, Renegade, and Blazing King. There's Power Flame, Renegade 2, King Cash, Cash Stripes, King Shaw, Beta Hidden, Halloween 18 Tees, and Gold Jet. Then there's Jungle Cat 2, question mark, and question mark. Definitely need to update the website. A lot of missing pictures there, and a lot of things that, say coming soon from years ago. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, honestly, almost an absurd amount of outfits there. He has made so many for the animatronics, which is pretty cool to see. I always like seeing when, Chuck E. Cheese animatronics dress up the characters for Halloween or Christmas.
They did this? They genuinely did this. You have... Oh, I think that's Helen. So Helen is a cardboard gingerbread. Chucky is Santa. Mr. Munch is... I don't like that. I don't like that one at all. Jasper is just a dog, and Pasquale is just a man.
Christmas, so it's cool to be seeing these guys dressed up as well. Hey, popping in here because while editing the video, you know, searching for clips to use, I actually ended up stumbling upon this YouTube channel called Mighty Mo Vlogs. It's run by this guy that does vlogs that are actually completely unrelated to animatronics for the most part, but he has this small series talking about how he bought and refurbished a King animatronic. There are like 6 videos where he talks about how he bought this King animatronic in pretty bad condition, but it was an original from Chuck E. Cheese, so he talks about the process of, you know, making new legs for it and stuff like that, and it's pretty interesting. So yeah, that's another location that holds a King animatronic. This was a big surprise to me because while doing the research for this video, I looked on, you know, like the wikis for Showbiz Pizza and Chuck E. Cheese, stuff like that, and nothing ever mentioned this guy, so that was a big surprise to stumble across. So yeah, there's a piece of info that I'm sure a lot of you viewers at home have never heard about, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, as far as I know, those are all of the current locations that still hold the King animatronic. I would definitely love to see at least some of these guys someday, and hey, you know, I told all you guys their locations, so maybe some of you viewers are nearby and could go visit one yourself. But yeah, that is about all the information you need to know about the King and his history, so this is where the video closes. Let me know what other Chuck E. Cheese or animatronic videos you'd like to see me make next, and this is the end of the video, so if you want to subscribe, he has a pretty interesting history.
Go subscribe to this man. Go subscribe to this man.
Chuck E. Cheese is most well
We're gonna watch one more video and I'm gonna end stream because I have this
known
really
for their
wanna watch this
animatronic
video with you guys.
performers. Over the years, these animatronics, and especially the stages they've stood on, have been through many changes and have had many different variations. So today,
Why did I see the fat one? I just saw the fat Chucky.
have been through many changes.
We have the fat era. We have the fat Pasquale, the fat Chucky, the fat Helen, and then Mr. Chunk. Mr. Chunk over here.
And have had many different variations. So today, I thought it might be fun to talk about all of them. I'll be talking about them in the order that they were created, as well as separating them by the different eras of Chuck E. Cheese. For example, let's start off with the first era, when the brand was actually called Pizza Time Theater.
Oh, it's a chain-smoking rat. It's a chain-smoking rat when he had a cigar in his mouth. The one I went to a place and he had to get a damn cigar. It's a chain-smoking New York rat. I love him. I love him. Love him. Love him. Love that guy.
First, there were the portrait stages, also called the shelf. These weren't really stages, but instead little picture frames with animatronics inside of them. The animatronics were Chucky, Jasper, Pasquale.
Oh my god, he had a cigar.
With animatronics inside of them. The animatronics were...
He had the cigar. He had the cigar. He had the chain-smoking rat. He had the chain-smoking rat. Look at him. Look, here's a cigar, chat. He had the chain-smoking rat. I love him.
Chucky, Jasper, Pasquale, who actually had doors that opened up at the front, and Krusty the Cat. There were also the Warblettes, who were actually not in a picture frame, but instead on a red stage at the top of the dining area. Eventually, Krusty was replaced by Mr. Munch, and the Warblettes were briefly replaced by the Mopsy sisters. There were also these guest stars that changed a few times, which were Helen Henny, Sally Sachet, Madame Oink, and Foxy Colleen. The first location to feature this was in 1977 in San Jose, California. Something interesting about these stages is that at first they weren't actually all in one place, but instead spread around the dining area. Although they did eventually change this format and move the animatronics onto 2 walls. Unfortunately, this type of stage did only last until 1991, so we haven't been able to see these.
91? These things ended at 90? I thought they lasted, I thought they ended earlier, man. I really did.
Guys in over 30 years. Next up was the balcony stage, which started being made in 1979. As the balcony title implies, these stages were elevated pretty high up. The characters in there were Mr. Munch, Jasper, Chucky, a guest star, and Pasquale on the main area, and then the Warblettes higher up on the left. There was also this thing called the clapperboard, which was basically just this thing on the wall that had animatronic hands that just cheered after the performance. That sounds like a pretty funny thing to have. I wish that was still around. Something pretty interesting
terrifying.
about this
It
type of
does.
stage is that they had different themes, like this one that was themed around the Wild West. And some of these
Oh, I think I saw this. I think I saw this one in the hold on, chat. I think I saw this one in the paperwork I was just reading maybe like an hour ago.
stages even had a little tunnel that you could crawl through called Mr. Munch's Magic Madhouse.
Oh my god, yeah, it was. It was. This was the oh my god, this was the one I read, because if you looked in the back, you went to Chuck E. Cheese's cheese crawl in the Madhouse. Yeah, I read this one. I read this in the manual from 1980 something.
There's not much information on these things, but from what I could get from it, it's a little tunnel you can crawl through which has like strobe lights in it. These type of stages were a lot more common than the shelf, with over 275 being made. They also lasted a lot longer, with the last one sticking around until 2001. Next up is
2001. Wow, okay. I legitimately did not realize it lasted till 2001. Huh. Right, that impressive.
a really cool one in my opinion, the rocker stage. It was first made in 1987 and featured the same animatronics as the balcony stage, except with bodies. This one looked like a house and actually had a couple animatronics inside of it peeking through the windows. Eventually, they did actually start switching to newer animatronics, and this stage lasted until
like, these are some of the cool ones.
2022, which was just a year ago. This is personally one of my favorite stages they've ever done. I think it looks really cool, and I would have loved to see it in person. It sounds pretty wild to walk into a Chuck E. Cheese and see a whole front of a house inside of it. Along with the rocker stage, another replacement for the balconies was the C stage, which was basically a combination of the two. It had the same animatronics as the balcony stage, but with a very similar design to the rocker stage. It has a big C on the front of it, which is where the name C stage comes from, as well as some flower decorations.
Alright,
this one only lasted from 1988 to 2003. And this next one isn't really a different version of the main stage, it's kind of just a separate thing. From 1978 to sometime in the 90s, there were these two stages called the Lounge and the Cabaret. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it or not. The cool thing about these, similar to the balcony stage with the guest animatronics, the animatronics in the Lounge and the Cabaret actually rotated out. The Cabaret had Dolly Dimples, Artie Antlers, and BB Bubbles, who all
I think I remember. Oh yeah, we saw this in the paperwork. Artie was in the paperwork and those are creepy as hell. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't like. I don't like BB.
played the piano, and there was also Helen Henny who played the ukulele. The Lounge was pretty similar, a small stage rotating out animatronics, except this one had an additional gimmick, which was that there were all parodies of other singers and bands. There was of course The King, a parody of Elvis, the Beagles, a parody of the Beatles, and the Beach Bowsers, a parody of the Beach Boys. And there was also a different version of The King called King Cat, which was a parody of Michael Jackson. These were two really cool stages. I like the idea of the animatronics rotating out, and I think having parodies of other people is pretty funny. And that's all the stuff we've got here for the Pizza Time Theater era, so now it's time to go forward a little bit in history and talk about the next era of Chuck E. Cheese and introduce Munch's Make-Believe Band.
Oh yeah,
in the early 90s, there was a chain of restaurants.
I heard of this. I legitimately heard of this one. I think I went to one of these as a kid. I think so. I can't remember. Because I remember there used to be one of them. There's a Chuck E. Cheese in my town. If I remember correctly, there was a old school Chuck E. Cheese in my town, and then there was also two old school ones. One that was an hour from my house, and one that was 30 minutes away. And the one that was an hour away back in 2010, 2011, I think was one of these. So I think that was it.
Similar to Chuck E. Cheese called Showbiz Pizza, which started getting converted into Chuck E. Cheese, changing the Rock-afire Explosion Band into Munch's Make-Believe Band. And this conversion created the Chuck E. Cheese 3-stage. It featured the animatronics Chuck E. Cheese on the left.
Oh, it's a fat one. It's the one that looks like he's doing drugs. It's the drugged up looking Chucky. It's that guy. I mean, I don't like it. I don't hate it, but God, it's creepy.
With a star behind him, Helen Henny, Mr. Munch, and Jasper on the middle stage with a city behind them, and then Pasquale on the right with a brick wall behind him to look like a stand-up show.
Oh,
On the middle stage, there was also an animatronic building and an animatronic moon that popped out during performances, as well as a little dude on the floor called Munch Jr., and if you want to know more about him, I made a whole separate video talking about his history. Sadly, it is only being used at 5 locations at the time of making this video, but at least it still exists. I think the 3 stage is really cool. It's just got so many characters.
I'm gonna say it. I remember one of these, and it scared the living shit out of me, so, yeah.
And moving parts, and I think it's also cool that under the skin of the animatronics, you've got the bones of the Rockfire Explosion Band. Speaking of the 3 stage, there was actually a prototype version of it that was being made when they started converting showbiz to Chuck E. Cheese. This stage was designed to look like the inside of a house and featured the same characters as the 3 stage, just in
Oh. I'd rather have the chain-smoking rat look. I'd rather have the other one than the one that looks like a man.
Different locations. There were Helen Henny, Chuck E. Cheese, and Jasper, who are on the left stage. The Singing Flowers were in a flower pot on the middle stage, and Pasquale and Mr. Munch were on the right stage, with Mr. Munch being inside of a red barrel. Unfortunately, this stage didn't ever actually make it into the public and was just
I don't like this one. I've heard of these. I hate them.
Purely a prototype. In addition to the Rockfire Explosion bands being converted into Munch's Make Believe band, the Pizza Time Theater bands did as well. In 1990, the animatronics from the balcony, rocker, and C stage were used to make the road stage. All of these animatronics were half bodies other than Chucky, who was off to the left as a full body. Chucky stands in front of the...
This is the Chucky I remember. This is the one. This is the man I remember. This is the guy, right? I remember this man. This is the man I remember as a kid. I don't remember this new bullshit. I remember this guy. This guy right here. This guy is my boy. If he asked me all to drink, I say hell yeah.
Star from the 3 stage, while the others are in front of a giant cityscape. This stage is actually pretty interesting, and luckily some of them are still left, with 6 locations still holding them. In 1992, these same animatronics were used to make the 2 stage, which featured all full-body animatronics. This stage in design is pretty similar to the 3 stage, with Helen and Mr. Munch in front of a city, Jasper and Pasquale in front of a brick wall, and then Chucky off to the left with a TV separating him from the rest of the animatronics. I was actually pretty surprised by how little of these are still left in the wild. Only 14. Along with the 2 stages, the 1 stage was created with a pretty similar design, with everybody in front of a city other than Pasquale, who was in front of a brick wall. There was also a unique version of the stage in Staten Island, New York, but it's unfortunately gone now. A really cool thing about this type of stage is that Chucky stood on top of a little platform that could rotate around, so a person in a mascot costume could stand on the other side, and they could swap places. This was to create the illusion that there was only one Chucky, and he just walks off stage to go say hi to everyone. Kind of like the reason they had those Springlock suits in 5 Nights at Freddy's, except without the risk of danger and death. Oh.
You had to reference Springlock suits, man. You had to mention the Springlock
Although
suits.
sadly, no more locations have a functioning moving platform anymore. And fun fact, I actually used to live near a 1 stage, which had every animatronic other than Chucky. Pretty interesting to go to a Chuck E. Cheese and see everybody other than the man himself. And by the way, there are 21 stages left. And speaking of the 1 stage and the 3 stage, there are 2 stages that are basically a combination of the both. First of all, there is the Cyberamic 3 stage. This was first made in the year 2000 and featured the actual 3-stage stage as well as the decorations on it, except the animatronics were the Cyberamic characters, the same ones used in the 2 stage and the 1 stage. Nice. This seems like something that would actually be pretty cool to see in person, although sadly the last one was removed earlier this year. And now the other sort of combination stage is basically the same but reversed. This is the Concept Unification 1 stage, which is basically the same as the 1 stage except with the 3-stage animatronics. However, this isn't the average 1 stage, it's actually pretty different. The first one of these was made in 2010 and had the animatronics on a stage with a painted city behind them, text saying Munch's Make Believe band, and TVs. There were only 3 of these ever made, which is pretty interesting. Luckily, this type of stage isn't completely gone and has 1 stage left, which is in Springfield, Illinois. And would you look at that, we made it through all of the Munch's Make Believe band stages, and now
the people in Illinois want me dead. I should mention that.
It's time to, unfortunately, say goodbye to most of the characters because we're going on to Studio C. In the mid-90s, Chucky was actually rebranded from being a rat to being a mouse. To go along with this, they made a new version of the Chucky animatronic, which was a lot more friendly.
Chuck E. Cheese was a rat? Brother, what do you mean Chucky was a rat? No one told me he was. Everyone called him a mouse when I lived there. What, did no one tell me he was a rat? There's a chain smoking rat, of course.
Looking, and this was the start of the Studio C stages. Our first version was actually a prototype stage made back in 1996 called the Awesome Adventure Machine. It featured a unique Chucky animatronic with 22 movements inside of a special machine. This was without a doubt the most complex stage that they've ever had, with a lot of moving parts.
I really hate the way this one looks.
And a few little characters as well. There were computers, calculators, a vacuum cleaner, a navigation system, and many more little pieces. There were also 2 big screens on either side of the stage with decorations absolutely everywhere. This was arguably the coolest stage they've ever made, and I would have loved to see it in person. But unfortunately, it only stayed up for 1 year. Our first mass-produced type of the Studio C stage was the Studio C Alpha. Unlike the stages in the past, this one was a lot smaller and had only the Chucky animatronic with no other characters.
Bro, that model is clean, okay? I must say, that Chucky model is damn clean, bro. That model is clean, and I like
Well,
it.
there is this one green parrot, which was originally supposed to have a much bigger role, actually interacting with Chucky, although it did end up being just made as a piece of the background. This stage was made to look like a late-night TV show with Chucky in front of a desk, a window at the back with a city outside, an apple-shaped TV screen, and the bird I mentioned earlier. There was also this interactive console off to the side, which allowed people to look at the cameras like FNAF, and also allowed them to play sound effects and control a boom mic above Chucky. However, most of the interactive consoles did end up getting removed, and only one of them still has it. I think the stage has a really cool design, and I'm glad to say that there are still 30 of them left. In the year 2000, they made the Studio C Beta. This one was a lot more simplistic with basic...
You know what's funny? So as a kid, my Chuck E. Cheese, the one that was the closest to me, was actually downsized, believe it or not. So originally, the stage, when I was like 10, had a, what was it? The one with like the 4 main band members and Chucky. And then I think it was in 2011 or 2012, I cannot remember properly. Eventually, that Chuck E. Cheese would be shut down. God damn it, I dropped something. Would be shut down for maintenance, and we didn't know what was going on. And it seems they replaced it with this one. So I remember they changed it from that one to this one. And it was like a really weird change, but I think it looked cool.
Basically just this thing behind Chucky and nothing else. It's some type of metal panel with a black and white spiral and some lights on it. There also used to be a big screen next to the stage, and it had a camera that would display people on it, but now those are all gone. It's just a normal monitor setup. An interesting thing about this stage is there are actually 2 versions of the animatronic, one of them that has 16 unique movements and one that has 32 movements. This stage is one of the most common, with around 60 still being left. There's also this really cool thing called the 3.5 stage, which is basically the Studio C beta stage on top of the 3 stage. Only one of these exists, which is in Chicago, Illinois. The same year, there was a prototype Studio C stage, which was tested in 6 locations. It had the Chucky animatronic on stage with a jukebox type structure behind it that had big lights on it. There was also one of these stages that had the stage in the middle.
That kid went missing and never was found again.
With 2 interactive consoles on either side of it, which is pretty neat. Unfortunately, though, none of these prototype stages are left. In 2003, they made an even more simplistic type of stage called the Studio C Kappa. This was basically the same as the Studio C Beta, except behind it was just...
This is when they went wrong. They started oversimplifying. Once you start oversimplifying, you can't go back.
Just a black and white design with lights. The stage also has no curtains, which does make it stand out a bit. Something that is actually pretty cool about this stage is there was a special version which featured a mirror behind Chucky. Only 7 of these guys were ever made, and at the time of making this video, only 2 of them are left. Although the normal version of it does have around 20 still left. A really unique stage was made in 2009 and only had 1 ever made, and this was the Star Stage. It featured the Studio C Chucky animatronic on stage with computer-operated cutouts of of the singing flowers and Pasquale behind him, some props, and also 2 backdrops that could lower behind him. One looked like a recording studio and the other looked like a baseball stadium. There were also 2 screens which were on either side of the stage and showed some characters on them. I think this stage is really cool. It's interesting that only one of them was ever made, and the idea of being able to change the backdrops behind Chucky is really cool. Although sadly, this stage is no longer around. Another stage that only had one ever made was the Galaxy stage, created in 2011. It was Chucky on a small stage that had a railing surrounding it and a futuristic cityscape behind him. Unlike the other stages, this backdrop spanned across the entire wall with lots of space-themed and futuristic decorations. I would have loved to see this in person. I think the vibes are really cool, so it does really suck that it was removed last year. Now let's get back to talking about stages that...
No, you can't just say that out of nowhere, bro. What the hell, bro?
In 2012, there was the Circle of Lights stage created, which was basically the new version of that Galaxy stage. It features Chucky on a very similar stage with big circular lights behind him. Just like the Galaxy stage, the entire back wall is decorated, being completely covered in smaller circular lights. Originally, the lights actually went along with the music, but they did recently stop programming them to do that with the newer songs. They've also started making a version of the stage without the Chucky animatronic, so it's just a big wall of circular lights.
What do you mean? You made a version without Chucky? You made Chuck E. Cheese without the creepy-ass rat robot. What are you doing?
I think this type of stage looks awesome, so it makes sense why they're so common, with around 80 of them being left. Although I am unsure how many of those have the Chucky animatronic and how many don't. And finally, we've made it to the last and definitely the worst stage, the Chuck E. Cheese live stage. So the live stage is a light-up dance floor that's in the middle of the dining area with some monitors above it. Every hour, there's a show and somebody in a mascot costume does a performance. As you may have noticed, I didn't mention what animatronic this stage has, and that's because it doesn't have any. With the new...
What do you mean? What are you doing? Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese brand. Are you... I can't talk. I can't talk. I'm gonna get pissed. I'm gonna fucking lose it. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose. This is bullshit.
New Chuck E. Cheese 2.0 redesign. They're on...
No. 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 What they do to my boy? What they do? No. No. What did they do to my boy? What did they do to my boy? They made it look like a... Oh, I hate it. I hate it. What did they do to my boy? What did they do to my boy? Look what they did to my boy. They ruined it. They ruined my boy. What did they do to my boy? Oh, for God's sake. I had to do the Godfather. I had to make that stupid Godfather reference. What they do to my boy, man? They made Chuck E. Cheese look like the giant ugly block that made kids want to vomit in the vomit pit, and the vomit in the ball pit mixed with the creepy ass robot, and replaced it with a dancing square in a building that looks like it's straight out of Toy Story. I say it again. Look what they did to my boy. Look what they did. Look what they did. And they pay some poor intern to get in a Chucky costume to dance instead of buying a damn robot. The thing started with a rat robot in a dream, and now they're removing the rat robot entirely and making it mascot. I dare hope to God that guy gets spring locked.
Fortunately, getting rid of most of the animatronics and just replacing them with this dance floor. It's very disappointing, and a lot of the fans are very angry about it, but that's what's happening. The animatronics are the main thing that make Chuck E. Cheese.
Look at that, man. We want this. We want this. We want the creepy-ass rat robot. We want the rat robot, boys. We want the rat robot. We do not... Look at that endoskeleton, though. That actually is a pretty standard.
Stand out from other places, so without them, it's a lot more boring. I really hope that eventually they start making more animatronics, but as it seems, this is how it's gonna be going. But there we have it. As far as I know, every type of Chuck E. Cheese stage in history. I think this was a pretty fun video to make. I liked researching all of the different stages. I have learned so much more about Chuck E. Cheese, and I'd love to do more videos like this. If you enjoyed this type of video, please leave a like and leave a comment letting me know what type of Chuck E. Cheese or animatronic video you want next. But yeah, that is the end of the video. So if you want to subscribe, you can click the button on top of my head. If you want to watch,
We're gonna watch one more video. One more.
there is an animatronic that's found at only one Chuck E. Cheese location in the world. This animatronic is Munch Jr., a character with a really interesting...
The f is that? The actual hell is that? Please put it back in the garbage. I don't think it's supposed to live. Old Yeller that thing.
history, so let's talk about it. Although Munch Jr. is a Chuck E. Cheese character, to talk about his history, we actually need to go all the way back to when Showbiz Pizza was still up and running. On the Rock-afire Explosion stage, there was a small animatronic that sat on the floor inside of a tree stump called Choo Choo. The Choo Choo animatronic wasn't like the others, which, you know, like sang and danced. This one kind of just bobbed up and down to the beat of the music. Now, obviously, this isn't Munch Jr., but as I'm sure a lot of you know, in the early 90s, Showbiz Pizza actually started getting converted into Chuck E. Cheese, which converted the Rock-afire Explosion band into Munch's Make Believe band, also converting all of the Showbiz Pizza animatronics.
Sorry, the Showbiz Pizza animatronics don't look damn creepy. I think they're wholesome looking.
Into Chuck E. Cheese animatronics.
Crackhead meth user who knows nothing but snorting drugs and saying happy birthday to children.
So that Choo Choo character that was in that little tree stump got changed into Munch Jr. inside of a little metal barrel.
The f is that? That looks nothing like an animatronic.
He sat on the floor next to the character Mr. Munch, who he resembled a lot. He was basically a smaller version of Mr. Munch, except with only one tooth and a little orange propeller hat. Munch Jr. also didn't really have much of a body, because like I mentioned before with Choo Choo, Munch Jr. just sat in this little metal barrel and bobbed up and down.
Brother, if I saw that thing, I'd shoot it. I'm being serious. If I saw that damn thing, I would shoot it.
To the music. He didn't really do much, but he was still an important part of the band. Well, maybe not important enough, because sadly in the mid-90s, a lot of Chuck E. Cheese locations actually started removing Munch Jr. So many,
no shit. No shit. That thing is creepy. If I saw a little goofy guy that looks like he's high on drugs, popping his head to wave to the guests, I'd probably move and get rid of him too. Get the junkie out of there.
And it got to the point where only one Munch Jr. animatronic was left at a public Chuck E. Cheese, which was in Wilmington, North Carolina. And you may be thinking,
of course North Carolina. But why not? Of course North Carolina.
Well, this is the end of the story, right? You did mention at the beginning of the video there's only one Munch Jr., and you just said right now there's only one Munch Jr. in Wilmington. But no, sadly, in 2020, there was actually a leak in the air compressors, and this location did end up shutting down, meaning that this Munch Jr. was also gone, leaving 0 left. He was pretty much just gone.
Thank God. Thank God. We could end the video here. I'm kidding. We're not. We're gonna
from the spotlight, you know, all the animatronics being gone. However, just a year prior, in 2019, he actually did make a few appearances in Chuck E. Cheese songs. He appeared in the song Zorba Glorb Dorba, not as an animatronic, but instead as a puppet. We also learned some pretty interesting lore about Munch Jr. in this, which is that he's actually one of Mr. Munch's younger siblings, which he apparently has hundreds of. He also appeared
I see. I see. I did not need to know that. Oh, wow.
A couple other songs, like the Song of Summer, but he didn't really have a big role in that. You could kind of barely see him in the corner. And this seemed like the end of the road for Munch Jr. All the animatronics are gone. They stopped making songs featuring his puppet, so he's kind of just gone. But then the craziest thing happened. In 2022, just a year ago at the time of making this video, Munch Jr.'s extinction ended. Munch Jr. was reborn. Once again in North Carolina, except this time in Charlotte, the tech guy at one of the Chuck E. Cheese locations actually made a new Munch Jr. animatronic. It's referred to as like...
it looks... It looks good. It looks great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hate it. I want to shoot it. I don't like it.
a replica Munch Jr. because although it is like actually a thing at a Chuck E. Cheese location, it's not the original one from the 90s. It is a new one that he made. And I actually did get the chance to speak to this guy, so I will talk about him a little later in the video, so stay tuned for that. And now, once again, there is a single Munch Jr. animatronic left at a Chuck E. Cheese location. Coincidentally, again, in North Carolina. Hearing about this, I of course wanted to see Munch Jr. himself, so me and my girlfriend decided to strap in our seatbelts and drive over 5 hours to go see him.
Okay,
so we're here. We just finished driving 5 hours, like 300 miles or something. We're in North Carolina, and over there, behind the tree, is the Chuck E. Cheese. So let's go inside and see our boy.
What are you doing?
Chuck E. Cheese. So there
Oh, the classic. The classic.
we finally made it to this location with all of the animatronics. They performed really well, and Munch Jr., of course, in his little barrel, just sitting on the floor. All of the animatronics worked really well. Like, you see
clean looking.
Mr. Munch singing.
I am legitimately surprised that they still have these. Like I'm surprised. I genuinely am.
Got Jasper just kicking his feet. You've got this building animatronic, which I didn't even know existed, and also a moon, which was really cool. Animatronics are just all awesome.
Okay, they had the crackhead Chucky, but that's okay.
But there was one thing. Munch Jr. just kind of stayed in his little bucket the entire time. Right here, I actually was voicing over, but there was music, so I decided to dub it over just in case there's copyright. But basically what I'm saying is that we got to talk to a tech guy who said that he could actually bring up Munch Jr. for us manually. It's the guy I'll talk to in a bit. So that was really cool, and I was really excited to be seeing Munch Jr. And then there he is, Munch Jr. finally getting out of his bucket,
so
showing
cool.
himself to the world,
Oh, that's
bopping
cool.
up and down. It was really cool.
Okay, I'm gonna be fully honest. I don't like it. It looks like something I want to shoot, but it looks cool.
Cool to be seeing him in person finally after all this time. It was really cool. It was really nice of that guy to actually let us see him, bringing him out, because, you know, during the songs we didn't get to see him, but now we got to see him, which was awesome. We got Munch Jr. along with the rest of the gang now. Here's the whole band. Pretty sweet. I got to meet Munch Jr., such a strange animatronic. Yeah, I drove over 5 hours to get here, mostly to see Munch Jr., and it was really cool. And speaking of Munch Jr., let's get back into it, talking about the magical man himself that created the replica.
Ooh. Oh yeah, also, I forgot to say it earlier, the TNT Muffin. Go subscribe to this man. I will sub. I will sub to TNT Muffin. Go sub to TNT Muffin. Do it. Do it. His content's great. I like it.
I mentioned before, I actually got a chance to speak to the guy that made Munch Jr. Basically what happened is we saw this dude like open up a panel on the floor, and he was like showing a kid that he can like manually control the Chucky animatronic. So my girlfriend said to like go talk to him, see if he knows anything about the animatronics. So I went over and asked him if he knows anything about Munch Jr., and he was like, yeah, I made him. So that was a huge surprise. I definitely did not expect to be meeting the dude that made Munch Jr., but it was pretty cool. When I was doing the research for this video, I actually thought that the Munch Jr. animatronic was made by a whole team of people, because that's what the Wikipedia said, but apparently it was just him. Apparently he like made a replica of the mechanisms in Munch Jr., then he 3D printed a mask for it, airbrushed it, put on all the fur and everything, and he just
did
made
it
Munch
himself.
Jr.
He made this. Maybe this thing is not an abomination. Maybe this thing is not an abomination because this guy put all his effort into me making this. Okay? Okay, bro. I'm gonna say it. Mad respect. Mad respect.
Again. So that's pretty sick. Munch Jr. is back at it again, bopping up and down to the beats. Although, not much. The unfortunate news is that he did tell me that they don't program him very much. Like, he's not actually put into many songs. I was there for, I'm sure, over an hour, and he didn't come up a single time. The only reason I actually got to see him moving up and down is because the dude actually went up into the back and put him up manually, so that was pretty cool. But the uncool thing is apparently the people that program the animatronics don't actually put Munch Jr. in many of them. He's just in a few of them, and apparently just at the end of the songs, and then he just bops up and down like a few times and then he's done. So that sucks, but at
That's
least he's
cool,
there.
I mean-
It was still really cool to be seeing Munch
That's
Jr.
awesome.
in person,
Yeah,
especially
that's
after
cool.
doing all this research for the video. I got very excited to see him.
This is a little off topic, but I do want to say that this place was so cool. All of the animatronics worked so well. It was like they were just made. The person that repairs them does a great job. It's the same person that made Munch Jr.
Yo,
I think
so
that
the guy who so the guy who made Munch Jr. is also the guy who repairs these guys? Yeah, no shit. This place is running good because you have a guy who just genuinely loves them. That's awesome.
this is probably the best Chuck E. Cheese just out there. The performance was great, and he was actually telling us that it is a thing that happens where some people come like from across the country just to see the performance. I think it was awesome. Definitely want to go back eventually. I would definitely recommend going here if you live around the area. There were also some pretty cool games here that I've never seen, like this one where you're in a tube putting balls in a hole, and also
That's what she said. That's what she said.
one where you're running on a treadmill.
You look so goofy.
Yeah, that is about all the history we have about Munch Jr. This video was a lot different than the ones I usually do, so let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Usually I just make Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, but this time I decided to make Chuck E. Cheese video. But yeah, if this video ends up performing well, maybe I'll do more stuff like this, talking about some of the other obscure animatronics, or maybe the old stages or something like that. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that is the end of the video, so if you want to subscribe, you can click the button on top of my head. If you want to see some of my other videos, you can click these buttons over here, and I'll see you if I ever do this again.
That was cool. DT Muffin does a great job, man. I'll watch these on my free time. I'm gonna stream here because I don't really have I don't know how much time left. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed that little stream. It's been like 2 hours. This is fun. I had a great time doing this. Would I do this stream again? Absolutely not. I was half brain dead when I was doing this, so I personally just didn't want to do anything on stream. But this is fun. I enjoyed this. I'll definitely do this again sometime soon. GoFest is coming up soon. I might make some shorts beforehand. I might not stream GoFest, mostly because I want to do my free time. I'll make a video about it like I did with the freaking Unova tour. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and watch it. Anyway, that'll be it. I'm ending stream here, guys. This is fun. This is a great stream. I had a great time actually theorizing. Maybe I'll make another Freddy Fazbear's theory. Oh, haha. Maybe I'll make another one. I might not. I actually won't. I'm not doing that. Look, I'm only making one Fazbear theory. That's all I'm doing. I don't care. Chat, I do not care. Also, you can tell how far my stream's going. I don't care. I really want to end this video here with a stream with like, I hope you understand that I'm just a guy on the internet who just exists to be funny, and I don't really care about like half the stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna end stream here. Have a good night, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll wake up tomorrow, who knows when, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, guys. Peace. Blah, 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 whatever.